Yo, what is going on, you guys? It is Carter from CBH Sports, and welcome to my my 2025 Feast Week preview video. Now, Feast Week, I know I'll probably get a lot of questions on this. Is the week of Thanksgiving. It really does start on Thursday, the Thursday before Thanksgiving. There are games already going on that are, but this week is a week in college basketball, the week of Thanksgiving, with many multi-team events. Um, and in my opinion, it's the best week in college basketball until we get uh, to March and March Madness. So um, there are tournaments in the U.S. There are tournaments in Maui. There are tournaments in Baja Mar. So we will be talking about all of those today in this post. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. The video will be linked right there on the word link when you read this post on Sunday. That's where you click to watch this video. So let's go ahead and get into the Maui Invitational beginning on Monday, November 24th, wrapping up on November 26th. Now, this tournament used to be the golden standard of of Feast Week. It has since fallen down to the uh, players the Players Era Festival in Las Vegas, where the winning team gets NIL rewards. So, but decent field this year, not the best. Um, and honestly, I'm not gonna really talk about these too many of these first round, their quarterfinal matchups. But I do like Will Wade and NC State to get past Seton Hall. I like it. I like Eric Musselman to and the USC to squeeze by um, Boise uh, State. Washington State should beat Chaminade, and Texas should beat Arizona State. Moving on, I got NC State over USC. I think they're the clear top three teams in Maui this week are NC State, Texas, and USC. But yeah, I have NC State beating USC and Texas. Uh, I wouldn't call it dominating Washington State, but I believe that in Sean Miller's first season in Austin, I believe uh, his Longhorns will be in the Maui championship. In the third place game, former Pac 12 foes USC and Washington State would meet. Give me US C And then I think another close game, NC State outlast Texas. Moving on to the main event of Feast Week. As you can see, there's six teams listed here. Only college basketball is best outside of a few teams like Rutgers, UNLV, Notre, those teams aren't that great. But anyway, Tennessee will beat Rutgers. I think Baylor will beat Creighton by a few points. I think that could go either way. Kansas will beat Notre Dame if they can get Darren Peterson back. The talented freshman, I believe he suffered an injury against the team that they played right before Duke this week. They lost to Duke. They need to bounce back. That's why, because Darren Peterson isn't playing. I have Kansas only beating Notre Dame by 11. Iowa State and St. John's. This could be an interesting game. St. John's doesn't really have a point guard outside of Ian Jackson. Ian Jackson's kind of an off-ball guard. The UNC transfer. So give me Iowa State and their defense by 1 over the Johnnies. Give me Houston big over Syracuse. Give me Auburn over Oregon until Jackson, Oregon's point guard Jackson Shellstad returns. I don't think it's going to get much better for the Ducks. This Gonzaga Alabama game will be so awesome. I think Alabama. I think both of these teams are capable of scoring 100 points in this game. Give me Alabama by 3. Michigan will outlast one of their former assistant coaches, Brian Dutcher, the longtime Aztec coach. Michigan doesn't look as great as I thought they would. Don't worry, the ranking, the AP rank. I forgot to mention this. The AP top 25 rankings will be on here when they come out on Monday. I just don't want to use the ones from last week, and if they change for this week. So on Monday I will be updating that. Michigan wins, but they haven't been that impressive. So it wouldn't surprise me if the Wolverines fall. Maryland in a close game over UNLV. Now on November 25th. Sorry guys. Tuesday, November 25th. Give me Notre Dame in a close one over Rutgers. This Creighton Iowa's state game should be awesome. Give me the Cyclones. Kansas, Syracuse. I think Syracuse loses their first 2 games of the season in this event. Um, I just don't think Syracuse's overall roster is as good as I'm. They should be glad that they're playing in this event because um, it's going to be a um, fantastic week. Baylor St. John's, a rematch of a game last year that went to overtime, and I believe Baylor won it in Baja Mar. Um, Give me the Johnnies to avenge that loss. Um, Moving down, Houston, Tennessee, a rematch of the Midwest Regional Final. Believe that's what it was, or in the Elite Eight. Give me the Cougars. I think they're a top 3 team in the country. I would put them as a 1 seed right now. And then Auburn, Michigan, another rematch of the Sweet 16 this last March. Give me Auburn to win that matchup yet again. Um, Gonzaga beats Maryland. I think Gonzaga will bounce back after their loss to Alabama. If that does happen, and then Oregon will get on the board. Close whenever San Diego State, and then Alabama will not uh, uh, cruise, but I think they will beat UNLV pretty well. Not sure um, how they choose who plays in the championship game based on just 2 games for each team. So I'm going to leave that blank for now. Moving to the battle for Atlantis in the Bahamas. Vandy will take care of Western Kentucky. BCU will beat South Florida in a good game. Former Razorback Joseph uh, uh, Opinion plays for the Bulls, but give me VCU by 7. Virginia Tech has really impressed me early in the year. I think it'll be a great game between them, between the Hokies and the Colorado uh, State. And give me St. Mary's defense, Randy Bennett's team over which is over the Shockers of Wichita. State. In the semifinals, give me Vanderbilt close over VCU, and Virginia Tech barely over St. Mary's. I think that could be an upset there. St. Mary's over VCU, another close game for third, and Vandy. I really like Vandy this year over Virginia Tech. Moving to the ESPN Events Invitational in Florida. BYU defeats Miami, and Dayton close over Georgetown. Third place game, giving Miami close over Georgetown. I think that could go either way. And then BYU over Dayton. Moving on to San Diego. the reigning champion Florida will. I think they will beat TCU. Like a drum, and Wisconsin will set up an interesting final between them and Florida after beating Providence. Uh, Providence will beat a TCU team that I don't think is that great this year, and Florida will kind of get themselves on the right path after losing their season opener uh, to uh, to 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 Arizona. And that's where we move on to the single games. Feast week um, isn't just a week for multi-team events; it's also for single matchups. Uh, I have Indiana over Kansas uh, State, UCLA over California. Arkansas Duke. Arkansas really since their since exhibition play, Arkansas has not looked that impressive. They lost to Michigan State on the road by 3. It's a really uh, hard place to win. Um, Teams are something like are 1-85 when they go to the Breslin Center against the Spartans. That being said, I just think Duke is a better team at this point in the season. Duke big over Arkansas at this point. I'd love to be wrong on that. Oklahoma State and Northwestern, that will also be in Chicago, I believe. I will update that for the when the blog post goes out. I have Oklahoma State. I like their offense. And then a big game between Illinois and UConn, two teams that just suffered their first losses last night of the season. UConn's to 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 Arizona, and Illinois to Alabama. Give me UConn in a close game. And then SMU, Mississippi State. Give me the Mustangs uh, over over the Bulldogs. Um, these are my thoughts on the games, on the multi-team events for Feast Week this year. Thank y'all for watching. It's been Carter from CBH Sports, and I'm signing out. Peace.